Hi everyone. Um, Today we'd like to discuss how you can implement zero trust network on AWS. I want to show you what kind of tools, what purpose you want to use for implementing zero trust network in AWS. So let's start. Implement zero trust network in AWS. mm, So basically, the main principle is that no user and device, whether it's inside and outside of the network, should not be touched by default. Second is to every user should be verified and authenticated before can access. This is the two principle. You must consider once you creating zero trust network on the public cloud or any other cloud or in AWS or any other public cloud. So there is a couple of tools AWS having. Defined purpose, IAM identity access management, data protection, endpoint protection, application protection. So I want to show you the uh, all the tools. How can you use? What purpose you can use for implementing zero trust network in AWS? Let's go. So first you need to ensure identity access management. This is very important. If you go any house, any building, what is the door? This is the door. You want to give access the people or user device to the application to the account. So you must. This is very important. Identity access management. So, how we can develop identity access management? So, we know everyone know who are using AWS or others cloud who are working in IT. First things, identity access management. I am identity access management. So, what is the principle here? You must give least privilege. This means you apply the principle of least privilege by granting user and service only permission they need. So, what is this means? Least privilege. Someone, okay, need access on development environment. Give the access only the development and the user need access on S3 bucket. Okay, give the rule access to that rule to S3 bucket. You don't need to go EC2 and others. So you don't need to give the border range of access. Second, you should create policy, okay, that limit access to resource based on rules and responsibility. For example, you have developer, you have the production team and others. Okay, so create based on uh, access needed, the, uh, access needed on the resources. So and also you must enable MFA, multi-factor authentication for all user. This is very extra layer authentication. So you should not be rely only user and password. Thirdly, federation. So use IAM federation to allow user to access AWS resource using external identity provider such as Okta, Azure AD, work, Google Workspace. So you can integrate your IAM identity center or ASS also. So and another very important, to access your AWS account or resources, you can create IAM user. This is account specific, but if you are using organizations, you have 50 accounts. How should you give access to your user? So you should use single sign-on or IAM Identity Center. AWS have IAM Identity Center. So you should use AWS SSO to manage your user group to giving the access and application centrally. And also you should integrate the IAM Identity Center with third-party solution. For example, Okta, Azure AD, Workspace. So this is very important. So if you should, and also you should give the account permission, which team needed. You have, for example, you have dev team, dev account, you have production account, um, I have the security account, a log archive. So maybe security need teams only need the security OU. So you give the access security account and log archive. But developer team only need the access for development teams. So you give the access on development accounts. So this is very useful. You can easily manage. This is using AWS IAM Identity Center organized with the organization. So there's many way. So I'm not going to discuss here. I just am focusing how we can develop the zero trust environment here. Network. So second option is network segmentation and micro segmentation. This is very important. Important. So I'm going to discussion. So first, I believe who are working in the public cloud or IT, almost everyone know what is VPC. Okay, VPC is a private virtual private cloud. So how you should segmentation? You should create multiple VPC to isolate different environment. For example, production, staging, and development. Okay, and then if you need, okay, for dev VPC to other VPC, you should use VPC peering or AWS transit gateway to control the secure communication between VPC without traveling public internet. Secondly, public data, private link. You should use private link to access AWS services privately exposing without exposing to the internet. So the main advantage if you use the private network, there's cost issue. Another also the security issue. So once you have a private network, you don't need to public internet. So through the public network, you have more cost. So, secondly, network segmentation, microsegment, you should use security group and network ACL. So, this security group is very important. Define security group to control inbound and outbound traffic at the instance level. So, you have a, for example, you have a application is running on VPC, running on the private subnet, and also you have database. So you should create different security group for different type application and database. You should not use same security group for everyone. So and also confirm that you should not open the SSH port and others. So you should the requirement is security group. You should inbound outbound traffic the required port or required inbound outbound. So you should only you open the port which is required. And also this additional layer security you can use network ACL. This additional layer of security, the filtering at subnet layer. So third point is endpoint security and device management. So how can you use endpoint security and device management? AWS has several tools and to endpoint security and device management. For example, AWS System Manager, we can use AWS System Manager having different different service like patch management. Use System Manager, Patch Manager to automate patching. So you have the using the EC2 instance. You need to patch up. How should you should use the AWS System Manager, Patch Management to automatically update your patching. Second is Session Manager. You should use Session Manager for secure access to without needing SSH certificate. So many organizations they don't allow Jump server to access their application. They don't want to. This is the organization policy. So how should you use access your EC2 instance? You should use Session Manager to accessing accessing your your server. Okay, the compliance. So use System Manager, State Manager to ensure state are compliant with desired configuration. So this is the system manager feature. So you can endpoint security and device management. You can use this one. So this is very important, data protection. Protection is very important. I want to discuss how you can uh, protect your data when it is at rest at transit. So the AWS Cyber solutions and services, you can secure your data once it is at rest, once it is at transit. So for data protection, so you should use encryption. So you can AWS having solution AWS KMS to encrypt data at rest, like service like S3, EBS, RDS, and more. And in transit, you should use SSL TSL certificate to encrypt data in transit between application and services. So this is very AWS having SM solution. You can use that one. And secondly, the secret method. So second solution is secret. How you should store and manage secrets such as you have a database credential, API key, and token. You should use AWS Secret Manager. And also there's additional solution, system and parameter store. You can also store configure data and secret using encrypted parameter. You can also use encrypted parameter. But recommended way to use secret using AWS Secret Manager. Third solution, there's another solution for data messy. You should use AWS Massey to discover protected sensitive data in S3. So, for example, we have a lot of data because we know the S3 is a highly available, cost-effective solution, keeping the all object data low cost. So you have so a lot of data. You should ensure there is no PI data. There's no sensitive data there. So which is if you use AWS Massive solution, it will be discovered giving dashboard what kind of data is available. You can easily get the information. Third is continuous monitoring and threat detection. So this is once you have a infrastructure, you have application. So how you should continuous monitoring your application? How should your infrastructure? How should you monitoring your data continuously? This is ongoing process. It's very because your business is there. So if you lose any data, you will be lost. So this is very important. Continuous monitoring and threat detection. How should you do? So there is a first tools by default. Every account once you have the CloudTrail. So login. So CloudTrail, every account should be enabled CloudTrail to log and monitor all API call made within your account. So whatever the call, some user accessing any service, or maybe any user maybe EC2 accessing to S3, all the event will be in. You can see and can get the cloud. If someone deleted a database, how can find out easily? Very quick way. You can go to CloudTrail and say search your database who, what time, when they created. Also, all the log you should keep based on some organization. They need at least 1 year, 2 years due to compliance. You can ship all the logs to it if you use organization or control or other service. You can easily ship all the CloudTrail log to log archive account. And so inside, use CloudTrail inside to detect unusual activities. I already covered that one. Second is you should enable guard duty. So this very smart uh, services continuously monitor for a malicious activity, unauthorized behavior to protect your AWS account and workload. So you can monitor your EC2, you can monitor your uh, EKS runtime, and also cloud tail and everything, all the log, PPC flow log, everything. I'm not going to details on cloud Amazon Guard Duty how work. I will make another video how Amazon Guard Duty very important. So I'll make the another video. Um, and another solution, ongoing, of course, the contains monitoring and detection. So you should use the AWS Cloud Source. Set up CloudWatch to monitor AWS resources, application. So if and configure CloudWatch alarm to notify you for any suspect activities from deviation from your normal operations. So you can monitor your application, or maybe your infrastructure using cloud. So almost most of the services you can get this service cloud. So this very small services you can monitor. You can see the utilization. For example, if you use EC2 say enable CloudWatch, so you can see the EBS utilization, CPU utilization, memory utilization. Third is AWS config. So this is monitor. This is a monitor change to your AWS resource ensure compliance here. So if the service is how your resource is configured on your AWS and it is ensuring compliance with security policy or not, you'll get the report from here. And security hub, this is centralized and automated security compliance check across AWS. It is integrated with config, it is integrated with guard duty, messy. You can centralize integrate with security, and you can get also guard duty work with directly with AWS config. So you can see on the dashboard, it has very good dashboard. You can see which service is compliant, and also there is some framework you can deploy automatic like niche, like CIS, benchmark, and others. You can easily and get the which one based on this requirement. You can account level, you can organization level, you can deploy this one. You can easily get the report from there. So this is continuous monitoring and threat detection methods. Um, Six is access control, identity awareness. Mm, uh, so how, for example, currently there is the use private link to access AWS service third party solution. For example, I am using the database solution on AWS. How AWS access to, if we use internet gateway, it is much costly and also insecure. How should we do? We should better to use AWS private link to access AWS services and to access and deploying your cluster to AWS, communicate with the cluster, your uh, cluster on AWS. Third is network firewall. So this is network firewall, implement AWS network firewall to provide network protection for VPC, state inspection, intrusion prevention, and web filtering. So who is VPC, with whom it will be communicate. So you can um, control using network firewall. Seven is application security. So how? Because everything is applicable because of the infrastructure we are making. So everything. So how? SWAF. WAF means web application firewall. You should use web application firewall to protect your public facing endpoint for application, to monitor your HTTP traffic, and also you should use WAF for protection from SQL injection and cross-site scripting. Also, you can use WAF customize configuration, which IP should communicate and which not communicate here. Uh, Also, you can use custom rules for the malicious, protect the malicious attack with the application. This is very important. Web applications, it's work with API gateway, it's work with CloudFront, it's work with load balancer. So all public facing endpoint this service you can integrate easily. Amazon API, secure API. You use API gateway to create and publish and secure API, which is integrated to WAF for additional protection. So you should use a API gateway integrated to the API WAF for additional protection. So third, automation is, so there's a lot of solutions. We're going to VPC deployment, we're going to network firewall, we're going to WAF. How should we deploy? We should not go to the manual process console deploy. This is very important. How should, so there is a lot of tools, lot of different kind of automation is currently available. One of the famous is Terraform infrastructure code. You can use Terraform or CloudFormation to automate the provision of resources. Ensure security policy are embedded in your INC template. So what kind of instance you can deploy, and also once you are deploying, you should check your what kind of you are using any secrets there or not. Is there any vulnerability is there? So you can different kind of tools available, and you can deploy using pipeline. You can deploy is Bitbucket pipeline or maybe GitLab pipeline and others. So Lambda. So if something happen, how should you respond? You should respond automated security response and incident handling using service function. You can use Lambda. So last is zero trust practice. Zero trust. What is the best practice for zero trust? So the couple of best practice I already explained which kind of tools and what kind of tools we needed. So the best practice. So you should continuous authenticate identity verification, continuously authenticated and authorize user and device based on context such as user identity, device health, and location. So continuous authentication. You should least privilege, rollback access control, implement rollback access control, ensure user device have only the permission they need. Okay, don't give additional level of permission. Rollback access control. Micro segmentation. You should use VPC and subnet, isolated workload, limit the speed potential piece. You should public subnet, private subnet, which subnet need public access into public subnet, which does not need public access. You should use all the things, and this is micro segment. And also you should proper security group network SCL. This is very important. Second is continuous monitoring. You should real-time monitoring. Okay, implement continuous monitoring to detect and respond. There's several kind of tools like CloudWatch, Guard Duty, Messi, different kind of tools. So you can monitoring real time. Automation. You should automate the response. If something happened, how should response? Use and develop. AWS having different kind of solution. AWS Security Hub, Lambda, step function to automate response and remedy immediately if something happened. And there is an example of zero trust. Zero trust. I will make several video, but I want to give some idea. So zero trust. So here is high level diagram with a component and user authentication. You must use user authentication by Cognito or IAM Identity Center. Should be IMO, MFA enable. API gateway Lambda, API gateway service as the entry point with Lambda. You should use the WAF and VPC segregation workload are segregated into multiple VPC connected via transit gateway. Also, network security, you should use network security group, network ACL, and WAF to control monitor traffic. Contrast monitor, you should use CloudTrail, security guard duty, security hub, contrast monitoring, threat detection. Data protection, you should use KMS. You should use encrypted data using AWS KMS. Ensures S3 bucket or proper access control. So this is high level how I'm not going to now. The conclusion I want to say, by implementing this strategy, basically what tools, data protection, IAM Identity Center, also the endpoint security, So different kinds. So this is compression layer. You can enhance security and reduce lags. So uh, we should not trust anything. We should by default trust. So we should ensuring the all the tools zero trust any device any user. So improving security, and of course this is very important, your business continuity. So in future I'll make some other video. Hopefully I will explain more. This is my first video on cloud security I explain here. So thank you everyone for watching the video.